Michael Hunter tweeted this the other day. He said, IBF ordered me versus Charles Martin Eliminator and he pulled out. That leaves me versus Hrgovic. Been waiting for this. #bounty. If we look at the IBF heavyweight rankings here, you'll see that the number 1 position is vacant. Number 2, you got Charles Martin. Number 3, you got Usyk. Number 4, you got Hunter. Usyk is tied up with that WBO situation. We expect him to fight Joe Joyce, either in a final eliminator for the vacant belt or possibly an interim title. So it would make sense that they would match Charles Martin versus Hunter for the IBF Eliminator. Not sure why Charles Martin would pull out though, because he says he's coming back specifically to gain revenge against Anthony Joshua. Well, AJ's the IBF heavyweight champion right now. So if you're Charles Martin, this is the quickest route to AJ. So for him to pull out, maybe it's out of his hands. Maybe his management or his promoter or whoever has decided that they want to save him for Deontay Wilder or just go a different route with him. Because we've seen this happen quite a lot with PBC fighters in the past. If you remember, Adam Kalnacki was offered career high money to fight Anthony Joshua, turned it down. Luis Ortiz was offered career high money to fight Anthony Joshua, turned it down. And there are other instances as well. So is this another situation like that where Charles Martin might want to go this route, but forces that control Charles Martin have said, no, you don't. Who knows? We can only speculate. But as it is, according to Hunter, it's going to be him versus Hrgovic in an eliminator. Now, recently, Eddie Hearn called Michael Hunter out for not responding to an offer that he received for the Hrgovic fight. Eddie Hearn co-promotes Hrgovic alongside the Sauerlands. Well, I guess Michael Hunter would have been more interested in the Charles Martin fight, given the fact that it's an eliminator. And in a lot of these eliminators, there's a predetermined purse split as per the sanctioning body rules. So it could have been something like 50-50, 60-40, I don't know. I haven't checked the IBF rules on that. But looking in the past, when I have checked out the rules for various different sanctioning bodies, they tend to have stuff like that. Whereas if Michael Hunter had accepted the offer to fight Filip Hrgovic, perhaps it wasn't a particularly generous split. So he would prefer to go for the Charles Martin fight. And also, there wouldn't be a guaranteed heavyweight title shot after it either. But now that the Hrgovic fight, according to Hunter, is an eliminator, then he'll probably get a more generous split. And there may be a guaranteed title shot after it. Now, as far as I'm concerned, this is a great fight. I can't wait to see it. I hope it goes ahead. But out of all the people in the top 10, top 15 in the heavyweight division, Hrgovic is one of those individuals who I would actually pick over Michael Hunter. There are not that many in the top 10. There are a few that I pick over Hunter, and Hrgovic is one of them. Michael Hunter has a lot of experience. He fought Usyk. He's had some good wins at heavyweight. But styles make fights. And I just feel like Hrgovic's awkward, Vitaly Klitschko-esque Eastern European style, where he leans back a lot, fences with the left hand and comes through with a straight right. It's an awkward style to read if you're not used to fighting those kind of guys. And I don't think Michael Hunter is used to fighting those guys. I know he fought a lot of amateurs and what have you. You know, when he was an amateur, he fought a lot of different fighters from different countries, but that was a very long time ago. And Hrgovic is a tall guy. What is he, 6'6"? Fights in that, let's say, awkward Eastern European style. And I'm just trying to envision both fighters in the ring in my head. And I think Hunter's going to struggle. You see, Hunter likes to start fast in fights. And he's got quick hands, quick feet, but he doesn't always pace himself particularly well. And so against somebody like Hrgovic, I don't think starting fast would really help him that much, because Hrgovic leans back from shots. I think he'll find it difficult to land clean on Hrgovic. Now, maybe he won't start fast. Maybe he'll pace himself better. Maybe him and his trainer Hasim Bratman will come up with a different strategy But that's the best way I can explain it at the moment, is that I don't think Hrgovic's style is right for Michael Hunter. I still want to see the fight. Great fight. But I'll be picking Hrgovic in that one. If you're talking about fighters in the top 10, top 15 who I think Michael Hunter could beat, well, I say he beats or has a very good chance of beating Andy Ruiz. A very good chance of beating Ruiz. Maybe that's a 50-50 fight. I might slightly favor Hunter. I think Hunter also beats, who else now? I should have the other sanctioning body rankings up here. Would I pick him over Ortiz? Probably. I'll probably pick him over Caballel. I give him a good chance against Joseph Parker. Not necessarily saying I pick him, but I give him a good chance. Would I pick him over AJ and Fury? If they fought 10 times, I'd say AJ and Fury would beat Michael Hunter maybe 6 or 7 times out of 10. Something like that. In fact, let's bring the other rankings up. Here we go. So, he's already fought Povetkin. Wilder. Now, I would give Michael Hunter a very good chance against Deontay Wilder. Reason being, he's got very quick feet. He can be a little sloppy, Michael Hunter, because as I say, he tends to start fast in fights, a bit too fast at times, and doesn't pace himself correctly. It's not like he's got bad stamina. He doesn't have bad stamina. He just doesn't pace himself right. And so against Povetkin, he kind of was a bit gassed in the second half. Against Deontay Wilder, I just think back to the Artur Szpilka fight. And I remember how much trouble Szpilka gave Wilder just by employing movement. Because at the time, Szpilka might have been, 229 pounds or something like that, maybe lighter. And Wilder just could not get set to land his big right hand with full power until the end of the fight, which was I think in the 9th or 10th round. And then it was Szpilka that actually walked into Deontay Wilder's punch. He was actually attacking Wilder while Wilder's back was to the ropes, which was one of the first times in the fight where that happened. So that's what it took for Wilder to actually be able to land his right hand flush for the first time in the fight. He landed a few times with grazing right hands where Szpilka was pulling away, but he never landed properly with a good solid one until the final punch of the fight. So just think about that. Szpilka's footwork, his foot speed, was able to offset Wilder's balance to such a degree that it took him 9 or 10 rounds to land one solid right hand. I'm saying that Michael Hunter is quicker on his feet than Artur Szpilka. I'm saying that he's tougher. I'm saying he takes a better shot. I'm saying he hits harder than Szpilka. So, Michael Hunter versus Wilder, I actually like that fight for Hunter better than I like the Hrgovic fight, to be honest with you. I'm talking about in terms of picking Hunter. I would be more confident picking Hunter against Wilder than I would be picking Hunter against Hrgovic, just based on styles. The Ruiz fight, yep, he was in Ruiz's training camp for the Anthony Joshua fight, and all the rumors were from sparring that he did very well against Andy Ruiz. But then again, maybe Ruiz weren't that motivated. Rivas is a good fight for Michael Hunter. I'll probably pick him in that fight. You got Frank Sanchez here, who, let's not talk about Frank Sanchez right now. Junior Farr, he's fighting Joseph Parker on Saturday, isn't he? Who else we got? Daniel Dubois, still in the top 15 of, what is this, the WBO. Caballel, I pick Hunter over him. Yoka, I think Hunter's got a good chance against Yoka right now because of Yoka's lack of experience as a pro so far in long fights. Who else we got? Ortiz, probably pick Hunter over him. Joyce, I'm not so sure about Joyce. I can see how Hunter can beat him because that Bryant Jennings fight was very, very close for Joe Joyce. He's quite fortunate, to be honest with you, that he got a victory that night. I'm not saying it was a robbery, but that was a real close fight. And I can't remember what the scorecards were, but I wouldn't be surprised if the scorecards didn't accurately reflect how close that fight really was. Who else we got? The Jagbar? Nah. Chisora in the number 15 with a WBC. But that's my take on Michael Hunter's current situation, according to him. Says that it's going to be him versus Hrgovic in an IBF Heavyweight Title Eliminator. What do you guys think about the fight? Will you, like me, be picking Hrgovic there? Or will you be picking Michael Hunter? He is trying to carve a niche out for himself in the, in the heavyweight division as somewhat of an upset king. He obviously turned over Martin Bakole, right? Bakole has since come back and beat Kuzmin. And I didn't really think Bakole won that fight, but still, on paper, it says Bakole won. And of course, both of those guys have lost to Michael Hunter. Yeah, turned over Kuzmin. I forgot about that. He took Kuzmin's unbeaten record, didn't he? Kuzmin hadn't lost before he fought Michael Hunter. So, yeah, Hunter is trying to carve his reputation as an upset king. And I think there are more upsets to come from Hunter. Could it be against Hrgovic? Possibly. But personally, I'll be picking Hrgovic in the fight. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'm out. Come and join me on Patreon and access my weekly no-holds-barred, censorship-free podcast where we lift the lid on a wide range of controversial topics. It's not mainstream friendly, it's not politically correct, but that's the whole point. We dare to stand as a beacon of reason against an army of insanity. Just head on over to my Patreon page and select the tier called Hatman Hot Topics. You'll gain access to a minimum of 2 hours of exclusive content every single week, including podcasts, videos, interviews, live stream Q&A sessions, as well as my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. Not to mention a vast back catalog of hundreds of hours of previous episodes. You can listen via the Patreon app with the option to download in high quality MP3. We've also got a Discord server where you can come and chat and hang out with myself and other members. There's no contract, no commitment, and you can cancel at any time. So come and join our community of free and critical thinkers by signing up with me here on Patreon today.